In this video, I'm going over how vacationtracker.io and vacationtracker.com compare. Yes, these are completely different companies with almost identical names. And that's why I want to clear this all up. Because if you've ever landed on one accidentally, you're not alone. So in this video, I'm going to go over their strengths and weaknesses and compare them a little bit more in detail. That way you know which one is better for your situation. For an updated comparison list, check the link in the description. And let's get started with who these platforms are primarily built for, starting with vacationtracker.io. You might already be able to tell based off the branding, but I work for vacationtracker.io, but I'm going to do my best to give you just the facts, that way you can know which one is best for you. With that said, vacationtracker.io works for any size team, but it's especially strong for teams that are remote or have multiple locations, or you just might want a little bit more depth to the leave policies that you can create for your company. It's built around the simple idea that leave tracking should occur where you work. So if you're a team that works in Microsoft Office or Google Workspace, or you're in Slack, we have a native integration that will allow employees to ask for time off and check their balances all in the same location that they use every single day. For managers, this gives real-time visibility on who's out and when, all without having to chase them down and ask them personally. This makes vacationtracker.io a really good option for teams that are just trying to get off of spreadsheets, but also if you're a growing team that's about 50 or 100 employees, it's still a good option. Now let's switch gears and talk about vacationtracker.com. It's a standalone cloud-based management tool that's really good for small to medium-sized teams. It handles all of the fundamentals really well, like leave approvals, accruals, departments, and even calendar integrations as well. They have a free plan for teams up to 10 users, and their pro plan is only $1 per user per month, which makes it one of the cheaper options in the leave management space. So if you're a team that needs a clean, self-contained solution, and you don't really want a lot of complexity to your leave management policies, vacationtracker.com is a really good option. Now for their strengths, both tools are geared towards the same core problem, and that's just PTO and leave management. But the way each of them have built their products is very different. Vacationtracker.io really prides itself on building all of the edge cases and all of the tiny details that people don't think about when it comes to PTO management. This means that if you have blackout dates, probation periods, seniority-based entitlement or toil, or any other edge case that you might have, or even substitute approvers, vacationtracker.io can accommodate all of those edge cases. If you have multiple locations, either across the United States or even in different countries, you'll be able to set up each location with their own policies, and even give them different holidays that can be auto-imported. And like I said in the beginning, it lives where your team already works. We do have an app if you don't want to use any of the integrations we have, but for example, in Slack, it's super easy to type in one command and have your entire dashboard show up for you. And whenever you request time off, your manager will be able to approve it with one click. And the last key strength that I want to go over for vacationtracker.io is their security. They have a SOC 2 Type 2 certification as well as GDPR compliance, and that isn't something that every leave management tool has out there. So if you're security minded, it could be a very important detail. Okay, now let's get to vacationtracker.com's top strength. One of the best things about it is that it's genuinely free for small teams. So if you're a small team that just needs simple PTO tracking, it's a really good option. They've also created something that's very affordable at scale. Their pro plan is just $1 per user per month. So again, if you're cost sensitive, this is a really good option. And the last thing I want to touch on is their flexible tracking when it comes to their leave management. Vacationtracker.com can support time tracking in increments as small as 15 minutes, and that can be really useful for teams that have hourly employees. When you compare these companies, you can also see some weaknesses as well. So let's start with vacationtracker.io's weaknesses. For one, it's much more expensive than vacationtracker.com. The core plan starts at $2 per user per month, and the pro plan goes all the way up to $4 per user per month. We did recently go to a 14-day free trial, and if you don't want to hop onto a paid plan after that, you'll automatically default to our free plan, which gives you more time to think about it and also add in users as you go. Another weakness of vacationtracker.io, and I guess vacationtracker.com as well, is that it's only built for leave management. The focus really helps vacationtracker.io get really good at the details of vacation tracking because there are a lot of edge cases to cover, but some other players in the space will have different modules, and even HRIS systems will have all the modules that you might think of. They just might lack a little bit more depth. And on the topic of depth, that's where vacationtracker.com really has its main weakness. It covers the fundamentals of leave management really well, so like I've said before, if you are a basic team that doesn't need all the fancy stuff, or you don't have a lot of policies when it comes to vacation tracking, then vacationtracker.com would be a great option. There are no integrations with Slack or Microsoft Teams or even Google Workspace, so you'll always have to log into an external software in order to ask for time off. And this is one of the downsides to being one of the lower cost providers, because even though you can provide a really good experience for the basics, you end up lacking the ability to really invest in the tools and make them as good as possible for the end user. But now you might have a good sense of who these platforms are built for, and we've already gone over their strengths and weaknesses. But if you want a more direct comparison, here you go. As we've discussed with pricing, vacationtracker.io starts at $2 per user per month and can go to $4 per user per month for the Pro plan. And vacationtracker.com is just $1 per user per month with a $20 minimum. They both have a free trial and free plan and can both be implemented in under a day, because all you have to do is add your users and set your policies, and then you're basically up and running. Where they start to diverge is in the key features and also in the integrations. Vacationtracker.io has energy management for managers to see when employees might be getting closer to burnout. And they also have an MCP server available, that way you can connect it to your AI platforms, as well as native integrations for Slack, Microsoft Teams, and Google Workspace. If you're looking to export data for payroll, vacationtracker.io has an ADP integration and a Zapier integration, that way you can send everything over that you need, or you can do a manual export. Vacationtracker.com does have calendar integrations, but when it comes to the more detailed integrations, you're not going to find much there. Both have an open API, and when it comes to their apps, vacationtracker.io has apps available on iOS and Android, as well as a web app. And vacationtracker.com is only available on the web currently. And lastly, I want to touch on customer support and security. When it comes to customer support, Vacation Tracker has live chat, email support, and a free guided onboarding if you would like to use it. Vacationtracker.com has email and chat, which is free, and if you're on their Pro plan, you can get priority support as well. I was unable to find a SOC 2 certification for vacationtracker.com, but like I said before, vacationtracker.io has SOC 2 Type 2 certifications and GDPR compliance. So the big takeaway here is that if you're typing Vacation Tracker into Google, you might not know which one you're clicking on. And although these tools are targeting PTO and leave tracking, they're built in very different ways. If your team is under 10 people and you just need the basics, vacationtracker.com is a legitimate starting point that's very good. But if you do happen to be a growing team that has policy depth that you can't find on vacationtracker.com, vacationtracker.io could be better for you. It's purpose-built to be integrated into the platforms you use, and new features like that MCP server we talked about are coming up all the time. The good news is you can test both of them out for free, so you can check them out with the links in the description. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.